Welcome back to Factorio MSX Gigabase. We are now on episode 100. So what have we done since last time? Well, first of all, I have gone round the ore part of our green circuit project, and they all now have radars so we can see them. They also all have robots, about 400. They also have sensible names. So those are all numeric copper names. These are all numeric iron names. And that brings us fairly much up. Oh, I've disconnected this one now. I should have actually done the same here, but I haven't yet, but never mind. There are still plenty of things that we need to do, not least of which is to start building out our actual stack. So with that in mind, I think I will see about grabbing some furnaces. I don't know how many I want just at the moment. If I get 200 of those, I need about 400 of those. Whoops, not 300, 400. And we probably need some requester boxes. 200 or so. And we've got to make sure we have 200 of those. And we probably want 50 of those guys. And we better have 50 of those at all times. So that's just so as we go up here to finish off the access for the green circuits, we can kind of detour slightly and oh, I should have got beacons as well. I actually had the furnaces already. Which is interesting because it's been a while since I've done all these things. But at least that's something. Does that mean we've actually built out all of the furnace part of these stacks? I wouldn't have thought so. Maybe we have for the first one. So it's actually beacons that I needed. Let's put in, say, problem is only stacked to 10, so maybe 100, and 200 of those, since that's what we actually need. Alright, now, for the green circuits, I think for now, that this in this direction is probably the sort of thing that we want. Now the only thing is, let's just do that. So I know it just touches the end. It should all connect up if that's what we do. Should be another one up here somewhere. Awesome, covered in trees. Okay, well, let's do a little bit of tree clearing while we're here. These guys are going to need more recharging really soon, so let's give them a little bit of a helping hand. Have a sip of my drink. Now, it would be nice to be able to say, well, 100th episode we're going to have this whole project up and running, but I honestly can't really claim for sure that I can do that, so we'll just have to see how far we get. It looks like we're going to get a pile of trees, and that's about as far as we will get. Alright. These guys can't even fit back in because there is no room. Oh, there we go. There is now. You need to be... No, as soon as I pick those items up, it's going to block my spot, so I can't do that. Never mind, we'll just have to do a slow run back to the garbage area and yeah, clear out all of these trees. You wondered why I used nukes at the beginning. Well, there is the reason, plain and simple. Just a little bit further until we come into range of the rubbish. I just passed my train, my engineering train. There we go. And while it rips away all of that nonsense, it will start filling us up with some beacons. Right, now we should be able to pull those out, put those back in. Get back to where we wanted to be a little bit faster. Build a little bit of this as we go by. I'll do for now. The bot's a chance to catch up. Right. Which track do we have? We probably have enough to lay some. As we go. There we go. Right. Keep this process going. So, yeah, we may not get this thing up and running this episode, but certainly we should in the next. Obviously, we're going to have to set up all the train conditions and get the trains set up. Hopefully in this episode I can get all of the logic for the train stacking for the green circuits in place. That would be nice. This is the last one of these. So it does look like we are going to need some more landfill, since one of the stackers is basically going to be here. I do have the whole landfill train around, so it's not too far away. So I guess I can probably... That 4 legs, supposedly. It's because we've got no charge. I'll bring the landfill train up so that we can fill out a bunch of this area. I should probably have been creating the connecting track while we were doing this, but never mind. Because here's the landfill train, so it's not that much further away. We've passed the 13,000 mark with our satellite launches. That's 13 million rocket science. It's actually probably 15 million because we're getting a 20% bonus on the lab research. So it's more like 15.6 million. Right, here we are. I guess I'll make yet another collection of my stuff, just here. Just to make it a little bit bit easier to fill up with landfill. Now this lake, whatever it is clearly in our way. It's probably just this side that I really need. Let's try and get in the middle so that we get the full benefit of our brush size. I might just quickly exhaust the contents of the landfill train here, and then see if I can plant a green circuit stacker. Green circuit train stacker. Doesn't look like we're actually going to even need the full contents of the train. Which is handy. Let's just get enough for this little bit. It's kind of in the way. There we go. Grab our stuff back. Now, the stacker, we don't need anything super complex for it. I'm thinking basically just this sort of part of this, which is not covered by radar, and nor is that one. What we could do then is probably go over there in the landfill train, put another radar down, because I probably want to see things like stackers anyway, so it would be helpful to have some radar around them. Certainly getting a few launches happening now. Okay, so it's the other end that's in darkness, apparently. Oh, that was why. Looks like it is now covered. Oh, this thing hadn't even finished building out. So there we go. Alright. A blueprint of this from about there. Should give us what we want. Actually, I might just put it down here. At the end of this build, I might just throw away all of these extra blueprints. Right, that's what we want. The train will ever come to a stop. Okay, so do you fit in here is the question. Let's go to InfiniZoom, trusty old InfiniZoom, and just see how big it is. In fact, it's actually slightly too long, isn't it? There we go. Can actually zoom in a little bit. Now that we know for sure that it will fit. So this is slightly out of sequence, but I guess what we want is I can't really put it here either. It's not going to line up very well. So I guess about here is probably where I want it. Let's get our, maybe this one. Slightly more efficient. Our two-way intersection. Remove the signals first. So that should all be happy now. And whoops, come on over here. Why is this being silly? I guess that's what we need. Q. Not my best corner, but it's going to do. For now. Okay, so let's get some power. Connect that up. So basically that will allow 4 green circuit trains to wait prior to potentially going down here. Let's just run over and let some more of this stuff build out. Better change back to not those, that one. Give them a little bit of charging. In fact, we're going to speed it all up, so we don't have time for this sort of nonsense. Trees in the way, let's get rid of them. More trees in the way this side. Are we going for rail? Looks like we're getting very low on rail as well. Oh, and this needs to be fixed while we're here. So let's do that. I guess we can do that manually. There we go. So that sort of defines the height of this thing, I suppose. So now we need to see where, if at all, we can fit a stacker in at the bottom. And I think I'm a little bit stressed for room at the bottom. So it might not be that easy. Right. Okay, this very slow running. It's not going to work even if we do need charge. Right, you, actually what I'm going to do is let's make all of that landfill with the rock. Get it out of our inventory. Now the reason I'm manually laying this down is just because I'm not expecting to have signals all the way down, or certainly not the main signals. We might have some chain signals along the way, but it's basically I want to be able to get a 383, probably even, actually do I? I'm not sure. I haven't thought it through fully, but because I don't want these lines to get blocked by trains, but I also want trains to be able to get on them if there's room for them to get off into the pre-stacker. And we've finished another level, so what are we at now? 232, 92,000 research. They do seem to be completed fairly quickly at the moment, which is all to the good. Right, let's come down here and see. I'm pretty certain there's no way we can fit the stacker that we've just used. Maybe we can fit an angular one, maybe we can look at changing how this all works. We are going to need to get rid of trees. At least we are fairly close to our rubbish stop. There. Right. It's not exactly looking promising. I guess it would end up being something like this, wouldn't it? Although we'd have to change a whole bunch of it. But anyway, let's get into InfiniZoom, see if there's any chance. Basically, you can see clearly that there is none as things stand. If it's on an angle, it could come back this way. No, we can't put it on an angle. And actually these exits are all wrong as well, so the train should come up, enter, and then when they exit they should be going like the other way. So this whole thing is probably totally wrong and it's going to have to be changed. Let's get out of this massive zoom while I think about this. So that's normal maximum zoom. So yeah, which so that one, so it comes up this way, and we probably want it to exit that way. So yeah, this is wrong. Dead wrong, and there's no need for this bit. So it's going to be something like that. So come on up this way. And this one here is, yeah, as I said, just totally wrong. Not my best intersection. Something like that. Is that the right? No, that's not the right direction. On the other side, something like that. Right. So we need a stacker. What are we going to do for a stacker? I mean, something like this, but with the angles going the other way, would probably work. Let's quickly grab a blueprint of it. Let's probably put all of the why do I have I'm not actually sure if there's any point to the circuitry there anymore. Pretty sure there isn't. Let's just have a look at the one over here. Yeah, I don't need circuitry. Oh, we'll get rid of that circuitry because it doesn't do us any favours. That's not the one. This is the one. There. So it could go somewhere over here. Let's just get in Vinny Zoom again. Except that, no, it can't really. So it has to... kind of go on its side. This is a terrible space to deal with, really. It is a shame I can't actually have them on an angle, but you can't put your stations down if you have it on an angle. Let's just try that back the way it was originally. I could do something like this. So if I put that down, and then this just wraps around here, which is a little odd maybe, but it will kind of be fine. Not enough rail, of course not. But we can get some more. So let's just hop up here. Let's finish this little bit off. We'll pick up some more junk while we're here. Let's try and get, I guess, 1,000 rail. That should see us through. So let me just do this a little bit again. I do have stations. I have 4, which is what we need. Oh, I need to get rid of all this stuff. Circuitry that doesn't mean anything. We don't want those either. Sure, I don't need that or that either. So you are going to go straight out here, like so. And that is probably, well, I mean this all needs labelling properly, but that is probably our final design for this thing. So trains can sit in here, the green circuit trains, then as these become open, or as they're called through, these things will only demand 2 trains, so one for in here, and one for here. When there's room, they'll come through. We need to fix all of these bits, so I guess we should do that. In fact, what I might do is I don't need any of these things really, but I specifically don't need that one anymore. Let's just grab that. So that I can fix up these entrances. It's certainly by no means my best version of a pre-stacker, but having the traffic flow through and out is probably worthwhile in the end. Let's just get rid of that bit, grab this. We don't want the circular bit. And I kind of forgot that we actually need it to carry on through up here. So we probably need to change that signal. Let's redo it. Let's put a signal in after here as well. Oh god, what am I doing? Okay, so that one goes in. So I have 2 lane. This is totally wrong again. We have 2 lanes flowing through, so well, I suppose we can probably keep it as it is. That can probably keep going like that, and this one can probably keep going like that as well. So yeah, it just means that the traffic that enters onto here will enter the... I might refine it later on, but it will do for now. Kind of makes sense to me. Oh, and might as well join up this track while we're here. Let's clear out that. Stamp that in its place. One more. And here we are. Wrong one, of course. Okay, so that's the general idea. So there's 2 lanes. This is implying that this lane comes back out this way, which it most certainly does not. So let's get rid of it. We don't need this lane at all. which means this won't matter now that it looks a bit hideous. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do about this bit at all. We could probably rip it out, but I doubt it's going to make much difference to traffic flow because it's only a fuel train that will ever come through here, and that will be fairly rare. Excuse me. Okay, so we have probably just about done enough for this 100th episode. Between times, with a bit of luck, I will have enough time to fill out this whole area, so we'll be up to you know, getting the trains in place and making it work, which would have been nice from a you know, from the perspective of, well, if we're coming up to episode 100, let's have it sort of momentous in that you know, we actually turn this on or something, but yeah, that's probably not really going to be, so never mind. I'll just have to make a few trips. I mean, this whole thing needs filling out quite a lot more anyway. Need to get bots out here. We don't even have room for bots while we are still like room for bots in our personage, since we're still laying out all of this basic setup. So yeah, rather than just giving you a sped up version of the setup, I think that's what I'll do. I'll basically try and finish that off between episodes, and when we come back we can hopefully be close enough to actually be trying to get the thing up and running. So thanks for joining me in this one, and I look forward to seeing you in the next. Bye bye for now.